Welcome to beautiful Norway for PCS Open. So I'm gonna rank the PCS Open course. Here are the courses that I've ranked so far. So Konopiste and Ale. And we'll see how this course ranks compared to them. I think it's a really beautiful course. And play-wise, it's probably gonna rank a little bit lower than Konopiste and Ale. But welcome to ranking the course series. Let's hit it on tee number one. The starting hole number one, with a beautiful view of the fjords and the sea, big basket on the background. It's a big hyzer shape, quite unique to throw such a big hyzer on hole number one, and for that reason 4.5 out of 5. It's a nice starting hole. Moving on to the next hole number two, new hole for this year, uphill 104. The green is really nice, and actually it's sloped but doesn't really roll away that often. And the clean turnover shape is pretty cool. I'd say it's a good 4.3 out of 5. Moving on to hole number three, a much more difficult one, straight 120 meter hole, low ceiling, OB on the right, woods on the left. A lot of danger and a lot of challenge, and for that reason I think it's really good for this pro level tournament. We're all acting to be pros here, even myself did hit the fairway this time actually. And this is definitely one of the trickiest and nicest holes of the course, 4.7 for that reason. Hole number four, yeah, we're continuing on an easier hole, but it's still even more beautiful than the last three. The gap is perfect. You have nice sloped green, a little pond in front of the basket. So this is a good aesthetic feature on this hole. I'd rank it 4.7 out of 5. Once again, a really pretty hole. And now on to the signature hole of the course, Gates of Valhalla. Downhill 89 meter triple bando, a lot of great features on this hole as well. Want to throw something down there, hopefully hit the gap and slide your way to the basket. It's a pretty difficult hole, and for being a signature hole, it's really good. So this one, 4.9 out of 5, almost perfect. Hole number six, this one I don't like quite so much. The tee shot is not super satisfying, as you're having a gap off the tee and you have to throw a big hyzer. You can't really go super far. You get some good glide, but for some reason I just don't enjoy the tee shot so much. And the second shot, you just go over the trees with a forehand. It's a little bit boring, unfortunately. So this one I'd rank 3.5. It's still solid, just not my cup of tea. And hole number seven, a wooded par 4. Once again, I don't love this one. It's a good hole. The fairway is clean, but the problem is the rough is almost as clean as the fairway. So if you throw in the rough, you still have, for example, here I'm in the rough, but I have a clear shot to the basket. So it's not the most difficult one. Doesn't really matter where you throw off the tee. For that reason, I'm going to give it 3.9. Hole number 8. This is a really good hole. A beautiful tunnel shot, straight. So you want to go straight and a little bit to the right. None of us really hit the shot, so perfect. So Øverås shot here is going to be a little bit left of the basket. The thing is, this hole is still very solid, you know. A lot of these wooded holes are not so clean. This one is almost perfect, 3.5. And moving on to the weirdest hole of the course, possibly. So many options here. You can go over, you can go under with a couple of different routes. And I'm trying to show the sweet spot here. And you can see there are just so many trees everywhere. Yeah, I don't love the fact that the best play on the hole is over the trees, in my opinion. And from the sweet spot, it's a clean shot, but just to get here, it's almost impossible. For that reason, I'm gonna give it 2.7. It's just not as clean. Maybe in a couple of years it will be, though. Moving on to hole number 10. Very similar vibe as the last one, but this one doesn't even offer the option to go over. So trying to throw a tight flex shot, hopefully miss some trees. Oil is gonna be in the sweet spot there. And my shot here, you know, it's almost the same, just hit the left side trees though. We don't have a shot of the approach, unfortunately, but the approach is unfortunately not that clean either. So there are just a lot of trees in the way and some gaps, which are fair sometimes, but it's hard to get to a spot where you have a clean approach. For that reason, just 2.7. Hole 11, much cleaner. A forehand hyzer here plays good, turnover plays good. There's some hazard challenges on this hole, and it's just a normal good hole, nothing wrong with this. So I gotta give it 4 out of 5. And there you go, some good putting action to the cage. Hole number 12. Alright, this is one of my favorite holes on the course. Very touchy tee shot. You want to throw a flex ideally a driver to get left. I didn't get as far left as you want, but I love the shape of the hole of the tee. And then on the second shot, it's a little bit more boring. You can just go over the trees if you want. This is what I'm doing right here. This is gonna end up about 10 meters left of the basket. So yeah, drive is really good. Second shot almost as good, 4.2 out of 5. Moving on to hole number 13. I like this par 4. It's satisfying. Your disc glides really far. You can get a maximum distance flight or just a more overstable low shot if you want. It's beautiful, great background. You know that the trees are quite pretty in their own way, even though they're not so tall. The second shot is not super interesting though. So even though the drive is really nice, second shot you just throw big driver hyzer over the trees. For that reason I give it 4.2, good hole still. And now 14, one of the more difficult par 3s of the course, 128. Perfect for a hyzer flip driver, hard to park it and very demanding of a hole here. For that reason I think it's really good and it's clean, 4.5. Hole number 15. Want to throw a big turnover off the tee. And this one plays super far, especially since usually in a headwind and 260 meters pretty much. That's a lot to cover in 2 shots in the headwind, especially since the second shot needs to be a big hyzer, like I'm throwing just right here. But yeah, once again, the mountains in the background and just the shape of the hole is really nice. And also, I mean, I don't mind OB on this hole. Usually OB isn't my favorite thing, but this hole I think it really suits for OB. 4.5 out of 5. Very good hole. Hole 16. Touchy straight to turnover shot off the tee. It's pretty unique, but I don't like the fact that it's blind. So you're not really seeing where the disc is going. And then on the approach, I mean, a good drive lands somewhere near the grass. You just have a very short approach. Really, drive is what makes the hole, and it's not so special, so 3.8 out of 5. Moving on, hole number 17. This one is unique. So you're throwing a really high turnover. I'm going with a mid-range here. You don't really want to go forward, you just want to go right. So that's the tricky part about this. Then the second shot is almost the same. You're throwing another turnover, can be pretty high to reach the basket. And even though it's 155, it plays much longer. So this hole, I'd say for the unique shape of the drive and for the unique shape on the approach even, I'd say this one is 4.3 out of 5. And then moving on to the finishing hole 18, a really good finishing hole. Ideally you want to throw something straight right finishing so that you're not in the right side of the woods but also not in the OB left. And a lot of potential for big distance here, or you can play it safer. A lot of options. That's what I like about this hole. And the approach is just beautiful. On top of a tractor. Have you seen that before? The basket is just here. 4.9. It's great. Alright, I'm finishing this video at around... It's actually close to 1 a.m. now. And you can see it's still perfectly bright outside. Thank you, Norway, for the midsummer. This course ranked pretty high. But it could have ranked much higher if there wasn't those 2 holes in between holes 9 and 10. So those holes really brought the average down. Here is the average of all holes, and let's put it compared to Konopiste and Ale. So you can see those 2 holes in the middle really hurt this course, otherwise it was pretty amazing. Thank you guys for watching. This was hopefully a pretty quick watch. I tried to keep this at that 10 minute length, not meter. And yeah, tell me what you liked of this one. Feel like he wasn't maybe as crisp as the last, but I'm trying to improve all the time. So thank you for watching and see you next time.